body 裏面，咁咧就介紹咗你係需要運用到唔同嘅連接詞啦，會用到呢一個因果關係解釋呢個原因啦，咁然之後咧亦都會有機會咧要用到一個複述句去講翻呢一個意見啦，咁最後咧就亦都會提出一啲 solution 嘅，咁呢個咧基本上係每一段，即係你喺 EA paper 裏面每一個即係 main body 每一段嘅脈絡都會係咁樣嘅。咁我哋上個禮拜咧就睇咗咧一啲講 cause and effects 嘅字眼啦，咁我哋做咗一連串嘅 exercise。咁今日咧我就會想 focus 喺呢個複述句。Alright, so sometimes, okay, we are talking about problems based on some sort of survey or questionnaire. 咁我哋喺呢個題目裏邊嘅類型咧，好多時候都會係就住話一啲問卷調查得嚟嘅結果去講翻嘅。咁我哋喺講翻呢一啲咁嘅 findings 嘅時候咧，好多時候就會用到 reported speech 咯。咁我哋今日咧就會睇呢一樣嘢啦。OK? So, well, if we talk about reported speech, it's actually on your book, all right? So you might want to turn to unit, let me see, it should be unit 7 if I'm correct. Reported speech. All right. So probably, let's see. Okay, you can take a look at the screen. All right, I'm showing you instead. Okay. So it tells you, this table actually tells you, all right, how we use the reported speech. Okay. 呢個複述句係點樣用嘅咧？咁係其實咧成日睇嘅時候咧，嗱，你會諗翻一個用嗰個 staff 講嘅一啲 opinion， 我要將佢複述出嚟嘅。咁我哋可以點樣講咧？咁就係呢一度嘅每一個 tenses 嘅變化啦。Okay? So for example, right, if you you hear the staff say, the printer is out of order. So originally, okay, this comment is made in the present tense. Then when we report this, we have to change the tense, right? And we have to use a reporting verb. 我哋咧喺複述句裏面咧係有一個字眼叫做 reporting verb 啦，咁我哋一定會用到嘅。咁你見到我 highlight 嘅呢一啲字眼咧就會係啦。So said, mentioned, told us, reviewed that, pointed out that, suggested, proposed 呢啲咧都係一啲叫做複述句裏邊用到嘅 reporting verb 常用嘅。OK？ 咁喺呢一度咧，我哋會用form 呢個句式嘅時候咧，好多時候 reporting 嗰個reporting verb 後邊會加 that 啦。Alright， 有啲情況之下可能可以唔用都得嘅。So staff said the printer was out of order, or staff said that the printer was out of order. From present tense, when we report the comment, we will have to change it to the past tense. Alright, so it will become like this. Okay, and like for example, if it is written in the present continuous, like the complaints are increasing. So when we report this, it will become like staff mentions that the complaints were increasing. So present continuous will become past continuous. And if the comment is written in the present perfect, like the staff say, we have not received any on-job training. 我哋冇做過任何嘅工作關於嘅訓練，在職訓練。So when you report this piece of information, you have to say, staff told us個 reporting verb 咧任你揀嘅， so it's up to you, alright, for what reporting verb you used. But it's that, for example, you may say, staff told us that they had not received. So have not received from present perfect becomes the past perfect. They had not received any on-job training. Okay? And if you're using will, alright, then you have to change it to would. Okay, so the customer says, I will not buy your products again. So the customers revealed that they would not buy our products again. So will become would. Okay, all right. All right. So how about other modal verbs？有一堆 modal verbs 嘅用法啦，例如呢一個好唔開心嘅人講啦 ，the salary must be reviewed. Okay, so you can use they, right? They pointed out that the salary had to be reviewed. Must 變成 had to 嘅 ，okay? Or you may say the benefits can be improved. Alright, it will become 嗰個 can 咧會變成 could 或者 might 啊。Alright, so our staff suggested that 佢俾建議啦 the benefits could be improved. Alright, or from could, may, should. Alright, like the computer should be replaced. 咁喺呢度咧，其實咧佢就基本上唔使轉嘅。如果你見到 could, might, should， 咁你就咁用翻啦。Staff proposed that the computer should be replaced. Okay, like this. 咁你會見到複述句裡面亦都可以用被動句式嘅 ，alright， 都係用翻同樣嘅 be。如果 modal verb 嘅話 be improved 啦，咁只不過係個 modal verb 有機會咧要轉一轉啦 ，alright。咁呢一個咧係我哋用 reported speech 啦，我哋另一個講法叫 indirect speech 嘅時候咧，我哋會用到嘅一啲 grammar points。咁呢個咧都可以俾同學參考翻。咁你哋愛嚟複述翻嗰啲 problems 咧，係一啲意見嘅時候，嗰啲複述句咧就可以用呢一度嘅句式啦。咁喺書裏邊咧係有練習嘅 ，alright。So it's actually on page 81 of your book. Okay, so you can turn to Unit 7 of your book. And you can see, alright, it's given to you several situations, okay? And then in this situation, they are making some suggestions, alright? And then you will have to report that back. 咁佢哋咧嗱呢一個background 咧就同我哋嘅EA task 唔係好有關係啦。不過咧，因為都係俾緊建議用複述句，咁所以咧就可以用佢咧嚟做練習嘅。OK， 咁啊呢一個練習咧，我就將佢咧變成咗一個 form 噶啦，其實。咁啊，我就會 share 俾同學啦。I'm sharing the link with you so that you can try to see if you're able to do this. So you can choose from the verbs given. You can see there's a green box there, right? So you have to pick the right word and then choose to write them, put them into the correct blanks in the correct form. 咁佢係變咗複述句啦，咁所以你個 tenses 咧就會轉啦。咁另外咧有啲情況之下咧，佢係用被動句式嘅，咁所以咧你就要寫翻被動句啦。OK，alright， 咁試下咧同學咧識唔識啦？ Okay, so give me a second. Let me share the link with you.咁同學咧可以睇翻我啱咧 send 俾同學嘅關於 reported speech 嘅用法啦。咁咧我喺個 task 裏面咧已經將每一個 situation 啫 ，alright 擺咗喺度噶啦。咁有個 suggestions 啦，有啲字啦，咁你就揀啦。OK。咁每一個咧，嗱你會見到，例如呢度 number one 啦，我俾咗你嘅 number two to number three， 你就喺呢度揀翻啱嘅字眼。答案咧用一個逗號 ，OK，use a comma to separate your answers，OK，咁記住要轉所有嘅呢度嘅字眼咧，基本上都要轉翻個 form 嘅 All right, use the most appropriate verb form here. Okay, right. So now I will give you 10 minutes to try this and test your knowledge on using the reported speech and of course, the passive voice as well. OK，咁啊10分鐘時間睇下同學咧可唔可以利用到複述句同埋咧有機會用翻被動句啦，all right 嘅用法啦，去完成呢一度嘅句子嘅。OK，so please try 10 minutes time。 Alright, I will check the answers with you in 3 minutes time. OK，3分鐘左右啦，我哋就對答案。咁 so far 而家收到四個 responses 嘅，咁啊 thank you for trying. Alright, I hope to get a few more. Alright, so please. Alright, so I think we can check the answers, even though there are no more new responses from you guys. Okay, so on the left-hand side, that's your responses, okay? And then on the right-hand side, okay, we've got the PowerPoint slides here, so we will check the answers together. Okay, so now, all right, let's see. Here, the first one, okay. Now we need to talk about like we have to report on Miss Roberts' suggestions. So you have to use the reporter speech, and then you need to use a word here, the reporting verb. Number one 嗰個係個 reporting verb 啦，咁我 propose 就俾咗同學嘅，咁所以佢講佢嘅建議。The suggestions is I suggest buying 3 hydraulic car lifts for our new center, like this, okay? So you have to report these, okay, suggestions, and then you can see what that car lift is like. Okay, I've got a little picture here on the screen. All right, so the proposal, okay, the details here, all right, is approved and it is confirmed that, okay, all right, 咁咧用 is 你揀 approve 咧係啱嘅 ，alright，所以你揀得啱。不過咧，因為我呢度係成個都係複述緊呢一個嘅資料啊，咁所以我都照住要用複述句嗰個講法啦。即係佢當下講嘅時候話啊，應該係要用呢個錢咁樣啦，咁佢就我哋話啊呢一個 proposal 咧被贊成咗，咁我哋複述翻呢一件事出嚟嘅時候咧，就要用翻過去式啦。So actually was approved should be used, okay? And I mean，呢度話可以確認咗啦，咁所以其實你用 is confirmed 可以嘅，但係就有第二個地方用得更加啱嘅。咁喺呢度類似嘅字眼咧，就話confirm 咗，即係話確定咗可以俾呢個價錢出嚟。咁即係話佢 agreed 啦。咁我哋揀 agreed 咯。OK，so was agreed。OK，so you might want to write this down。OK，on your exercise on your book。OK，自己咧記得寫翻喺本書裏邊咯。OK，好啦，到下邊呢一個啦。This person, Mr. Jones, okay, he says, now let me brief you all on the work experience days arrangements. 咁佢有一個work experience day 嘅活動，咁嘅佢嘅籌辦嘅內容啦。咁好啦，咁佢咧就講翻呢一樣嘢啦。咁所以咧第一句嘅時候咧，佢講翻複述翻 Mr. Jones 會匯報翻呢一個嘅安排，咁所以喺呢度 mentioned 或者 consider review 呢個都揀得唔啱喎。我哋會揀咧最啱佢話佢講翻佢 presented the work experience day arrangements in full。OK， he 係啦，呢度 number 5咧就有兩位同學咧用啱咗啦。informed 即係佢話俾啲同事聽 ，he informed staff members that Ivy had agreed to send 50 students to help on the day. Right? The rundown 有一個同學講用啱咗 was confirmed. Okay, yes, and it was agreed that Mr. Jones would proceed with the production of promotional materials. 咁佢係複述翻佢所講嘅嘢，話佢咧就話翻俾啲人聽 ，Ivy 就願意安排50個同學去幫手，然之後咧呢個流程已經被 confirm 咗，同埋係被同意咗咧，阿 Mr. Jones 就會跟進咧去做嗰啲宣傳資料，咁呢啲全部都係複述翻嗰件事件，咁所以呢一度咧就會用翻past tense 啦，同埋用個 past tense in passive voice。The rundown was confirmed 係要用被動句式嘅 ，OK？ 咁所以如果之前同學你用咗has been approved 啦，呢啲咧就用得唔係咁啱啦，我哋都用翻普通嘅past tense 就 OK 啦。好，咁啊最後呢一個啦 ，The lady Mrs. Chen，she suggests that it may be a good idea to consider installing an air purifier. Alright， 咁呢個係佢嘅建議啦，咁佢提出啦呢個建議啦，咁所以其實propose that, agree that, consider that, agreed。喺呢度咧比較啱嘅一個用法咧就會係 mentioned。Okay, so Mrs. Chen mentioned that it might be right worthwhile considering to consider 呢兩個咧都啱。Alright, considering or to or consider 兩個都可以用嘅。Installation of an air purifier. However, okay, the chairperson rejected this suggestion due to budgetary limitation， 即係話因為呢個資金有限啦，所以佢拒絕咗呢一個提議啦。So rejected, alright. So simply use the past simple. Suggesting is that the situation review 咧用得啱嘅，但係咧用 will be review 就唔啱啦。咁你係咧就 would be review 啦，又或者你可以省略咗個 would 喺呢度咧 be reviewed again in the new financial year。咁係用被動句式嘅，點都係要用被動句式嘅。OK？ All right. So I hope that you're now clearer about what to be used, and then the right correct answers, 咁啊，希望同學咧都將呢啲 answers 自己寫翻低去做一個參考啦。 OK？ 好，有冇問題就住呢一度嘅 exercise 想問嘅咧？Alright, so if there's no problem，OK，咁 reported speech 咧就會係咁樣用，因為咁佢唔係 involve 好多句嘅，咁通常可能係一句，好似我俾你嘅 example 咁，OK，當將其中一個意見咁樣複述翻出嚟。Alright， 咁另外一個咧 reported speech 講完啦，咁你見到咧，其實喺用嘅時候咧，好多時候都用被動句式。咁我哋不如再做一啲 exercise 咧，去練習一下呢個 passive voice。OK？ Alright， so now it's on your book on page 103 of Unit 9. Okay, 103. So you might want to turn to that page. Okay, and take a look at the task at task 3 there. Okay. « 好啦，有時候點解我哋會用被動句式咧？咁佢就會話啦，因為咧你想解釋一啲原因、一啲問題引起嘅原因嘅時候咧，咁你唔想直接去 blame 任何 take action 嗰個人嘅，alright，想避免一樣嘢嘅，OK？ So that's why we would choose to use the passive voice. And if you don't understand, you can take a look at the example given in your book. So in the example here,I'm afraid the damage must have been caused during transit. OK， 喺運送嘅途中出現咗呢個破損啦。咁第二句啦 ，I'm afraid our transport company caused the damage。第二句咧，我哋唔會 recommend 同學用，因為咧你變咗直接指責咗個 transport company，咁係唔好嘅。Alright， 咁所以咧，同學咧就可以用到被動句咧，去將呢一樣嘢避免咗啦。如果用被動句嘅時候，我哋可以省略咗 take action 嗰個主語。Like for example, if when you use the passive voice, you don't need to use, the transport company here. You just focus on the damage itself, alright? So you can say that. Alright. So the first one, it says here, the cause of the damage is clearly explained without directly blaming the transport company. And so that's why we will apply the passive voice here. Okay? So when we use the passive voice, we use verb to be plus the past participle. Like damaged will become was or were damaged. Has taken will become has been taken.If it involves a modal verb, then the modal verb will remain in the passive voice, but then you have to add be there. So should deny will become should be denied. Actually, every tense can be used in the passive voice. 所有嘅 tenses 咧都可以用被動句式咧去做嘅。Alright， 咁我呢度咧就有個表俾同學參考下啦。咁其實你一樣嘅。Alright， 例如佢係即使係 continuous 都可以用被動句式嘅 ，alright， 咁就會變成例如 is delivering 咁啊變 are being delivered， 或者如果係過去式嘅咁啊會係was being delivered 用 being 啦 ，OK，like this one was delivering were being delivered，OK。咁呢一度咧就俾同學參考下。咁你可以其實呢一啲資料咧都喺網上你就用即係 search 呢個 passive voice 嘅 formation 或者 structure， 咁已經可以揾得到。咁呢度咧就俾同學可以有個理解啦。點解我哋會用咧？咁我哋想避免咗直接去 blame 人哋，尤其是處理一啲投訴或者啲問題嘅時候。Okay, alright. 咁不過啦，喺書裏面亦都咁講嘅 ，we should not overuse the passive structures. Alright. 咁佢實際上咧，active voice 咧係用得比較多啲嘅。不過passive 我覺得最理想啦，就係 active 同 passive 可以 靈活咁樣轉變運用咯。咁 passive 咧，我哋除咗可以避免到用佢去 blame 一啲人嘅之外咧，其實咧，如果你話想聽落客觀一啲，咁我哋都可以用被動句式，佢都會帶有一個咁樣嘅意味喺度嘅。如果用被動句式，佢比較客觀啦，或者用嘅時候咧，佢感覺上可能會 formal 一啲啦。Alright，因為我哋日常口語比較少用 passive voice，咁呢個係一寫文章用嘅時候咧，就睇落去咧會比較 formal 啲。咁所以呢一個都可以幫同學係寫呢封信 maintain 嗰個 style 嘅時候咧，都可以幫到你哋嘅。咁不過即係佢喺書度講啦，就係唔好用，即係唔好過量咯。OK，咁所以我會話可能你係有一段裏邊咁都有用到active 同埋 passive 每樣一兩句咁都，我覺得就 OK 啦。OK。All right. So now again, it's time to do a practice. Okay. So it's on page 103. Okay. Task 3. So now these are some sentences extract from emails responding to complaints，即係就住一啲投訴咧所作出嘅一啲回應嚟嘅，一啲句子嚟嘅。So rewrite any sentences which would be improved with the use of the passive voice。Alright，咁佢就叫你諗下咧，有冇邊一啲句子如果用咗被動句式踢落去咧就會好啲咧？So consider the writer's tone and whether he or she is blaming anyone directly for the problem，同埋留意翻咧佢係咪直接喺度 blame 緊一啲人咧？如果係咁嘅話，就應該避免咗佢，咁啊用被動句式去寫嘅。咁如果你覺得嗰個句子係冇變、冇需要變嘅話咧，咁你就寫 no change 啦。OK？咁呢一個咧，我就唔需要同我填 form 嘅，不過咧我就做一個好似 lucky draw 咁樣嘅嘢，咁我就會抽同學嘅名啦。咁如果我抽中你嘅時候咧，咁你就話翻俾我聽，OK？你覺得嗰句句子要點樣轉或者唔使轉，alright？咁樣去寫嘅。咁所以同學咧，你哋而家喺我預備呢個抽籤嘅時候咧，咁我就想你哋花少少時間，自己喺書裏邊咧做咗呢一個 exercise 先嘅。Alright，咁跟住我就會抽同學咧去問你哋嘅。Alright，咁我會用今日嘅出席名單啦，咁上面嘅人咧去做一個抽籤。咁所以咧呢一度6條題目啦，咁我希望同學咧就大概用都係10分鐘時間啦，自己喺書嗰度做咗先。Alright，and I will pick someone randomly for your answers. Okay, in 10 minutes time. So please do it now. 咁轉頭咧，我就會抽同學出嚟噶啦。 Okay, so everyone, all right, as you can see on the left of the screen, here's a lucky draw page, all right, which I have entered all your names, okay？有出席今日堂嘅同學嘅名咧，我都打咗入去啦。咁啊，跟住呢度咧就會係左手邊就有呢個 exercise 啦。咁頭先俾咗啲時間咧同學去做嘅。咁我而家咧就會抽同學啦。咁啊，如果抽到你嘅話咧，你可以開咪話俾我聽你嘅答案，或者你可以打你嘅答案喺嗰個 chat box 嗰度都得。Alright，咁而家咧係第一條啦。咁你睇咗呢一條之後，OK，Alright，咁你會唔會覺得需要改咧？OK，Alright，咁啊，如果冇 no change 嘅，你都可以答我嘅。咁啊，睇下咧，Alright，OK， Chan 阿英，OK。咁你留心呢一句，到底佢本身係咪有負面嘅意味咧？咁如果有嘅話，咁可能就要轉啦。係咪有直接 blame 任何人嘅意味咧？咁如果冇嘅話咧，其實可能唔使轉㗎喎。咁我就睇下同學你會點樣答我啦。咁可以喺個 chat box 或者你開咪講咧，亦都得嘅。咁啊，Chan 阿英 ，OK？No change。Yes，OK，係唔需要轉嘅，因為呢一句本身the engineer has submitted a site report. Well, there's nothing negative about this, right? So even if it is in the active voice, you don't have to change it. All right. So thank you very much for your answer. Okay. So now let's move on to the second one. Okay. The surveyor has entered incorrect data into the building information modeling system. OK，咁啊睇下呢一個係咪負面嘅意思？如果有嘅話咧，就需要轉啦。咁可能要用被動句式轉咗佢啦。So let's see this one. All right, 張卡怡。Okay, so you might want to tell me your answer in the chat box. All right. 咁啊睇下你覺得咧呢一條應該點啊？曾嘉怡第二條。Well, actually, it should be changed because you say the surveyor has entered incorrect data。你係咧好似指責佢咧入錯資料咁，咁所以喺呢個處理呢、個呢一樣型負面嘅資料嘅時候咧，我哋盡量避免咁樣做，咁我哋就要用被動句式噶啦，省略咗嗰個 action 嘅人啦。咁如果問翻你啦，要將佢而家要轉嘅，咁啊將佢用被動句式嘅話。咁應該會點做咧？曾嘉怡可唔可以試下 ？You have to change it by using the passive voice. Can you do that now? Yeah, so can you do that now? 曾嘉怡可唔可以試下你將呢一條嘅答案，你會點樣轉去做被動句式咧？So you might just type your answers there. Okay, how it should be changed. All right. Oh, okay. So one of you, all right, is very, very, very active, and then you gave me the answer here. All right. The incorrect data has been recorded into the building information modeling system by the surveyor. 呢一度咧，by the surveyor 咧，我會省略咗佢，因為我哋個目的其實就係想唔要 take action 嗰個人，唔想指責佢嘛。咁所以喺呢一度咧。Right 就會咁樣寫啦。Incorrect data has been entered into the building information modeling system. So the person doing this, we omitted. Alright，咁啊，我哋省略咗佢嘅。OK，alright，係啦，咁所以 number 3咧都需要轉嘅。OK，咁啊。Our technician failed to thoroughly record the safety hazards in the report。咁啊話係個技工出現嘅錯誤，話佢冇記錄晒成件事件嘅問題。咁呢度咧，我哋唔想直接去 blame 佢。咁所以咧，我哋要轉嘅話咧，the safety hazards，我哋 Number three 就唔會咁樣寫啦，OK？會唔會有第二位同學可以試下？Number three 我哋要轉嘅，我可唔可以邀請第二位同學試下，俾你嘅答案攞嚟？Lee hand tat，可唔可以試下第三條嗰句？你會點樣將佢變成被動句式？你可以將你嘅答案咧打出嚟俾我嘅。Right, so Lee hand tat, please. All right, so here Lee hand tat， 你 Lee hand tat 同學喺度嗎？可以幫手將呢一句轉咗去嗎？Any idea? The safety hazard in the report has been failed to record. OK， 好，咁你可以咧對下我呢個啦。其實咧 failed 咧係形容即係佢嘅過失冇，即係冇做到。咁呢一個係講個 technician fails 嘅。咁如果我哋想避免咗講呢件事嘅話咧，其實我哋直接咁樣寫啦。The safety hazards were not thoroughly recorded， 冇被全面記錄入去個 report 嗰度，咁就已經 OK 㗎啦。Okay, all right. So the safety hazards were not thoroughly recorded. So we don't have to use the word fail here, actually. Okay? Number four 咧，鄭同學咧就答得啱嘅，no change 嘅。Oh, is it like, let me see. We will generate as soon as you provide the. Oh, yeah. So it's actually not negative, but then there's an issue there. 因為咧佢想要求對方做一啲嘢，咁咧你咁樣講嘅話咧，就好似變咗話啊，你一路都唔俾我拖住咁做啫，你俾我咪做咯，咁樣好似賴咗對方咁啊，咁所以咧個感覺都唔係咁好，所以第四條咧其實係需要轉嘅，第五條咧就唔需要啦，係啦，第五條 no change 嘅，咁第四條要轉嘅話，要轉成點咧？咁我都有想請一位同學幫我啦。Right， 誤配型 ，OK，咁啊，俾少時間你將你嘅答案分享俾我哋。第四條要轉嘅，希望唔需要話俾對方聽，要話你提供俾我，佢省略咗個 you 嘅，咁可以點樣寫咧？用被動句去幫你。Right, I'll be waiting. OK，希望你都試下啦。All right，誤配型同學。 Right thing. OK，唔配認同，等你等多陣。OK。All right, thank you, Chen Gaming, for trying. All right, so we'll generate the 5D model, 留咗 5D model 啦 as soon as the environmental and operational data were required。好啦，你呢度咧唔使將個 required 咧擺成動詞，因為其實個 required 佢所需要的，佢係形容個 environmental and operational data 嘅，咁所以呢個 required 要留翻喺前邊，留翻喺 environmental and operational data 前面形容佢哋嘅。咁我哋用嘅字可以係用翻 provide，咁所以呢一度咧可以咧咁樣寫啦。We would generate the 5D model as soon as the required environmental and operational data is provided。data 係作為呢個數唔到嘅 singular noun 啦，咁我哋咧就係用 is provided 咁樣去寫嘅。OK，all right，咁number 5咧就係由如你所講啦，no change 嘅。咁最後呢條其實仲有 number 6嘅，咁我揀多一位同學啦，咁希望你會答我啦。好 ，Lam King Wong。The lab assistant did not verify the client's address when he processed the order。當佢處理個order 嘅時候咧，佢冇去再證實去確認嗰個客人嘅 address。咁似乎呢個 lab assistant 錯喎，咁指責咗佢啦。咁我哋想避免呢一樣嘢，咁係要轉嘅，點樣轉好咧？咁睇下Lam King Wong 會唔會有 suggestions 啊？For number 6, Lam King Wong。咁如果你有答案嘅話咧，咁可以打出嚟俾我哋啦。So Lam King Wong, I look forward to your answer. Alright, the client's address was not verified by the lab assistant. OK 好啦，again 頭先有講過咧，呢一個 exercise 就係想同學練下，即係唔會直接做錯事嗰個人咧，就唔會被直接呢個 blame 佢，或者即係去指責佢，會避免咗呢一樣嘢。所以 by the lab assistant 咧，呢一個咧，我哋盡量避免唔寫啦。OK, so we might say the client's address was not verified. It has not verified when processed the order. 兩位同學嘅答案咧都有少少係 grammatically 嘅錯誤嘅。我哋可以試下睇咗咧個 suggestion 先。Alright, the client's address was not verified when the order was processed. 嗱喺呢度咧，將人物個動作全部省略咗去。我哋最緊要嘅係講緊個問題出於個 clients 嘅 address 嗰度，佢冇被去確認。咁呢一度咧，佢本身係用被past tense 嘅，咁所以我哋維持翻 past tense 咧就啱啦。咁所以其實Lam King Wong 同學咧，你本身用 was not verified 咧，個路向啱，不過你個 verified 咧冇轉咗去做一個 perfect tense 個 past participle， 咁所以呢一度咧係要 was not verified like this。OK， 咁而亦都要 provide 埋個 detail 就話當呢一個 order 被即係佢被處理嘅時候，咁 process 呢一字咧，我哋省略咗個 he， 咁然後咧用佢嚟做翻個被動句式。So when the order was processed， 咁呢度咧係有兩個地方要轉成被動句式嘅，咁你可以留意啦。咁首先第一個就係你可以將佢拆開咗佢先嘅。The lab assistant did not verify the client's address， 呢度係嘅第一個動作嚟嘅。咁我就將佢變成被動句式啦，就變咗 the client's address was not verified。咁然後加咗個條件啦，嗰陣時係點啊？當 when he processed the order， 當佢去處理個 order 嘅時候，咁我要省略咗個人啊嘛，咁所以呢度咧後半部分咧，亦都要將佢變成被動句啦。When the order was processed like this。Okay, alright. So please, alright, mark down the correct answers。咁嘅睇希望同學咧，將呢個正確嘅答案自己都寫翻落本書嗰度去做參考啦。OK， 咁reporter speech、passive voice 呢啲咧都係你哋喺個作文嘅時候會用到嘅一啲句式啦。咁希望咧即係呢啲pattern 啊，或者其實你唔係淨係呢一個嘅test 或者EA 要用，其實你哋喺每一科英文都係要用到呢一啲嘅 pattern 噶啦。咁而成日都係出錯嘅咧，正正就係呢啲 pattern。咁所以希望你哋可以即係做咗 exercise 嘅同學當然好啦，咁可以再學習下啦。咁跟住然之後有錯誤嘅，咁改咗佢啦。Alright， 理解下個 formation 啦。OK。好，咁呢一度咧 passive voice 咧，咁暫時告一段落先。咁我哋跟住落去睇埋咧 modal verbs 嘅用法啦。咁我哋呢一個咧都係喺你哋書裏邊咧抽出嚟想同同學講嘅。Alright, so okay, it's in Unit 8, page 91. Right.咁講到 modal verbs 嘅運用，咁呢個咧會用到喺你哋講 suggestions 嘅時候啦，咁你成日都會咧用到嘅。OK， 好啦，咁而 modal verbs 咧，佢本身如果你睇嗰個 arrow 咧，佢會有表達個語氣上嘅個程度啊。OK， 咁一路再貼住個箭嘴嗰邊嗰啲咧，就係越強烈或者越肯定嘅一個 modal verb， 例如 must 啊、have to 啊呢啲話一定要做、必須要做嘅。咁但係通常俾建議嘅話咧，我哋會 must 或者 have to 比較少用，我哋反而有 should、ought to 呢啲比較neutral 啲嘅，我哋會用得比較多。通常用 should 比較多啦。can 或者未亦都可以嘅。咁你再想令到個 tune down 咗你嗰個意見嗰個嘅時候咧，你就可以用 could 或者 might 啦。咁呢一個咧，我哋可以記翻去我哋成個即係寫呢個suggestions 嘅時候，同學可以留意下啦。All right， 咁呢一度我哋可以啦 ，OK， 有機會咧擺佢喺個 suggestions 度嘅。你可以話we OK， instead of saying we urgently need to, all right, we may say we could review the salary package like this。咁樣嘅用嘅話咧，即刻個 tone 咧，你會聽到，好似即刻 soft 咗。All right， 咁呢個情況咧，通常可能會用係咧，例如你記得個題目上面，咪會有一個係 slash 跟住 question mark 呢一組嘅。咁如果你見到呢一組嘅話咧，咁你就可以用呢一啲嘅 modal verb 去表達，因為咧你表達咗嘅話，呢兩個係是但一個 option。你唔知道邊一個會比較好嘅，你提供晒兩個 option 俾對方揀嘅，咁所以喺表達呢兩個 suggestion 嘅時候咧，你就可以用呢啲 modal verb 去幫你啦。OK，all right， so like this， OK， 咁我哋翻去睇翻呢個 modal verbs， where is it？ It should be somewhere. Oops. Here, okay. All right. So you can take a look at the example on that page. All right. This one, how the company protect its electrical technicians from hazards. 咁佢點樣可以保護到咧？佢呢度咧就有啲建議，咁就用到啲 modal verbs 嘅。咁你可以睇下啦。To minimize risk, electrical technicians must or have to wear protective clothing while working on energized circuits. 佢一定必須要咁樣做，呢個係好強烈、好肯定嘅。咁呢度啦 ，the company should or ought to apply warning labels to all electrical equipment， 就要將一啲標貼顯示出嚟啦。佢應該要咁做，咁樣比較 neutral 一啲嘅。All right。咁去到第3同埋第4咧，佢個語氣咧就冇咁重啦，即係佢冇咁肯定，冇咁強烈嘅。So it may be a good idea for the company to upgrade the technician's emergency communication device。似乎會係一個好嘅 idea， 似乎啫，唔係100%好肯定，好覺得必須嘅。又或者 number 4呢度啦 ，one solution would be to offer more on-the-job training for technicians。其中一個咧嘅解決方案可能會係 ，alright， 可以會係，咁呢一個都係唔係好肯定嘅講法嚟嘅。OK， 咁你可以由呢一度比較到嗰個語感上面嘅分別啦。OK， 咁你可以繼續睇翻同一版啦。咁佢呢度咧 ，OK， 有其他嘅句式 ，alright。顯示 modal verbs 用嚟俾建議嘅時候可以點樣用嘅？咁你見到我間低，同學可以咧跟住我間低嘅。間低嗰度咧就係通常一啲比較 strong 嘅 tone， 我哋要注意 ，OK 係咪即係可以咁樣用咧？喺你哋嘅 EA 裏面 ，all right。咁我會建議同學喺你哋嘅 EA 咧避免用 must 呢個字 ，OK， 我會覺得係太強烈嘅。Alright， 所以呢個係要留心。Alright， 咁我可能係建議同學都係用 should can Alright， it may be a good idea to 呢啲咧 OK 嘅。Alright， 如果你想表達一個比較強烈啲嘅意思，咁咧可以用翻例如it is clear that we should do something. It is clear that OK。咁如果語氣弱嘅，咁it seems that 就。Okay， 又或者即用啲 neutral 啲咯，so I would like to suggest or a possible solution would be to blah 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 blah. Alright, so you might want to take note on that. 咁呢一度咧嚟到 modal verbs 咧，已經係同學可以用佢哋嚟做 suggestions 啦，提供解決方案時候咧用到嘅字眼嚟嘅。咁其實喺書裏邊咧，亦都有另一啲句式咧，同學可以用嚟幫你哋咧去俾 recommendation 嘅。咁我希望嗱，同學你哋記得喺書嗰度做翻啲 marking，即係你要知道邊頁，因為我喺呢度係即係將佢分歸翻類邊度可以幫到你用嗰啲句式，全部都 mark 咗出嚟嘅，喺唔同嘅 units 嗰度，咁你哋自己 mark 翻低啦，記住。Okay, so if you turn to Unit 11, right? Oh, sorry, there is one thing I need to add. 加翻佢先。喺呢啲句子前邊咧 ，OK，你可以加多一個少少嘅 phrases，right， 去提出而家想提供一個解決方案。咁咧，in view of this 逗號咁當然將 there 啊 we 呢啲字眼咧改翻做世界啦，咁連翻做一句。To solve this problem, to improve situation, okay, you can use a phrase like this. OK， 咁啊，希望同學寫低咗佢咯喎。同學啱啱問啦，can 同埋 could 嘅意思，咁其實咧 can 比起 could 係 strong 少少。OK，如果你睇翻呢一個 arrow，你會見到 can 咧擺喺比較高啲嘅位置，佢個語氣比 could 強，意思都係個可能。All right。So it's the different on the tone, okay? So could is less certain. Right? 好啦，咁啊，同學可以咧揭去下一個 unit 啦。喺 Unit 11, page 130, there's some more phrases that you can use to talk about solutions. Right? So, as suggested on page 130, task 3, there are a variety of expressions and sentence structures that you can use in your EA to make recommendations in a polite and professional manner. 要有禮貌同埋好睇落好專業啦，咁樣咧去提出一啲建議嘅時候咧，其實仲有一啲句式咧，同學可以引用嘅。咁呢度咧就有4個俾咗同學啦，喺呢一版裏邊。咁你哋都可以用佢嚟寫你哋嘅 EA 嘅 ，alright? So the first one here, alright, it uses like it would be, okay, plus a comparative adjective, okay, to do something. So one example is it would be advisable to, okay, and then use augmented reality in our augmented reality in our construction site inspections. OK， 咁 advisable 係一個形容詞嚟，so it would be advisable to do something like this。又或者啦，it is recommended or it is suggested that。OK， 跟住然後用一個完整句子。OK，so AR be used in our construction site inspections。好啦，又或者你唔用被動句，你可以用 I would like to suggest or I would suggest。OK， doing something。嗱，呢度要注意啦。I would suggest 或者 I would recommend 後邊咧，請你用一個 gerund。Right? So I would like to suggest using, or you may say that, okay, 用一個完整嘅 clause. We use the augmented reality in our construction site. 咁跟住俾多個方案嘅時候 ，alternatively we could blah 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 blah。呢一個咧就係我之前講過啦。當你遇到例如一個 slash，然後問號有兩個 suggestions 俾人嘅。咁你要提出嗰個時候咧，兩個 suggestions 你係都唔肯定邊個會好啲，係留翻俾個讀者去決定嘅。咁你用嘅時候嗰個句語氣咧，就可能可以用一啲比較冇咁肯定嘅語氣，例如 I would like to 啦，或者用 could 呢一個字眼啦。OK？ 好啦，又或者啦，你可以講啦 ，There are 3 possible solutions. The best would be an alternative， 即係講你幾個唔同嘅方案嘅時候用到嘅字眼。Alright， 又或者otherwise 用連接詞去幫你啦。OK， 咁呢度呢啲 pattern 咧都可以擺落去 EA 用嘅。咁呢一度要提出一點就係話同學要注意啦。我有時候咧都會見到同學用呢一啲方向寫，例如 Why don't we ？How about 呢啲咁嘅字眼。Well，they are used more commonly used in spoken interactions。OK， 係喺 spoken interactions 喺口語嘅對話裏邊咧用得比較多。咁所以咧，你哋喺呢一次嘅作文裏邊千祈唔好用。OK， 因為我哋要 maintain 一個比較 formal，alright 嘅語氣，呢一個係個 business letter 嚟嘅，咁所以就省略咗，唔好用呢啲咁口語化嘅句式啦。Alright， 好啦，咁based on 呢度介紹嘅句子啦，咁佢跟住落嚟咧就有一個task 啦，咁我想同學咧試下做嘅。It would be task 3B。OK。Not exactly. Let me see. Oh yeah, sorry. It's actually on page 98. 去翻咧 page 98嘅 task 3B 嘅。咁佢呢個咧都係講呢個 expressions 去俾 recommendations 嘅時候會用到嘅一啲句子。咁但係咧佢就係一個 matching 嘅 exercise 嚟嘅。咁但係佢用到嘅一啲句子咧都係其實就係啱啱呢度介紹嘅呢一啲句式嚟嘅，基本上。So you can take a look at page 93. OK， 好啦，咁呢度嘅做法咧，佢本身咧就叫同學首先要 match 翻啲 solution 嘅 ，OK， 咁跟住咧就要將成個 solution 即係好有禮貌咁樣用一啲 phrases 去寫出嚟啦，咁樣嘅 ，alright， 咁我想同學去做嘅咧，就係直接我嗰啲 phrases 咧會俾咗你哋先嘅，咁你要做嘅話咧，你就要將佢將嗰個letters 咧 match 翻俾我 ，alright，OK。咁你只要需要填個答案嘅時候咧，就要填翻個 letter 俾我嘅。咁我而家咧 send 咗個 form 俾同學參考咗先。Alright, and then I'm showing you the form actually. Okay, So as you can see, I have already given you the introductory phrase 嗰個開頭咧嗰一句咧，我俾咗你噶啦。咁啊會用到被動，即係一個 modal verbs 啦，may be necessary 啦，we could 啦，it is recommended that 啦。頭先我哋睇嘅時候有講過嘅，it seems clear that 呢啲咁嘅句子啦。Right，咁你同學咧就幫我睇，一路你睇住書上面咧嗰個題目啦，你會覺得個 problem 應該 match with 邊一個 solution 咧？你只需要填翻個alphabet 落去就俾我就得啦。你覺得係 A、B、C 定係 D 咧？咁第一條當日做咗俾你噶嘛，咁所以第二條你會覺得係邊度咧？B、C、D、E、F 咁你填落去。唯獨是第七嗰條咧，我就想同學咧自己作嘅呢一句。Alright，咁你睇住之前咁多句嘅開頭，又或者你可以睇翻第Unit 11130頁嗰度嗰啲句式，作翻一句俾我，連帶嗰、個答案。OK，咁呢一度咧我都係俾10分鐘同學去試做嘅。OK，咁跟住我哋咧就一次過對答案嘅。Alright, so please complete this task in 10 minutes. 咁啊，大家可以見到咧，so far 都係得一個同學覆到我啫。咁我不如俾多5分鐘同學你哋試下啦。我真係希望你哋可以試到嘅，因為其實頭先由第二條到第6條咧，主要嚟講都係透過你睇呢啲句式，然後揀翻啲啱嘅嗰一個 solutions 落去嘅啫。咁啊開頭已經俾咗同學噶啦，係咪？咁啊，所以咧你就可以試下。咁啊最尾嗰條自己寫成句咁啊難少少嘅啫。Alright，咁啊，俾多5分鐘你哋啊，please。 We've got two responses, okay, which is better than one, okay? So let's check the answers together, okay? So let me share the whole screen with you guys. All right, so I will put your responses on the left and then the question on the right. So you can check the answers, with your book as well. All right. Okay. So for number two, the answer actually should be D. Okay. So one of you got it right. And then the whole thing being written, okay, here, all right, it should be, it may be necessary to conduct more comprehensive software platform testing, okay, to deal with the software problem. So after to conduct, okay, use the infinitive form of the verb. Number three, okay, both of you pick F and the answer is right, okay? So to handle the problem about the increasing demand for the software to offer more language options, what should be done? We could investigate, okay, whether providing more language options is feasible. So actually the word investigate is given to you, okay? So F would be the right word, right choice. Number four, what about the problem itself first? Okay, many customers have run into problems programming their microcontrollers after installing the latest driver on their PC. So, problem about this. So, what should be done? So, it is recommended that the answer B, yes. Okay, to provide, it is recommended that uh, provide. Something should be written here. Okay, it is recommended that the company should provide clear information about system compatibility when releasing drivers updates. All right. So here for this one, okay, you might want to write something like that. Okay, for number four. Sorry. Oops. Just a moment. Okay, so after recommended that, okay, you should use since this is active voice, all right, so a subject should be used. The company should provide clear information about system compatibility, all right, so you can put this down in your book, okay? So for number five, all right, the problem, some customers are unable to upload their programs to their microcontrollers. So what can be done? I gave you, it seems clear that as a start, right? So the answer here, D or B, what would that be? Actually, it would be E here, okay, for number five. So none of you got it right. And for this one, we need to provide a subject as well for number five. So it seems, seems clear that we need to provide a more detailed All right, again, okay, so you need to provide a subject. So it seems clear that we need to provide a more detailed microcontroller programming tutorial, okay, like this. All right. Number 6. The answer would be C. Okay, so all of you got it right. And then a possible solution would be to ask customers to bring their microcontrollers to our service center. Okay, so no need to add any subject here. Alright，咁啊，C 照咁樣黐住落去，直前成個咧就搞掂啦。好啦，咁啊 number 7啊，希望即係好期待睇下同學嘅 suggestions 啊，可以點樣寫咧？咁啊個答案咧就會係你自己諗嘅，OK？咁個問題就係話，Our software user interface is more difficult to use than those of our competitors。比起競爭者咧，你哋嗰個版面個界面咧係更加難用，咁點算啊？咁啊睇下啦。We should provide a more detailed controlling tutorial。OK，可以話提供 tutorial 都啱嘅，OK，all right，都得嘅，OK。To solve this problem, I would like to suggest that upgrade our software to provide more benefits functions to the users. OK。好，咁啊呢兩句咧，可能打俾同學睇下可以點樣改善啦。Right. So for number 7 here, maybe you can say we should provide a more detailed microcontroller. You don't have to mention this. A more detailed tutorial for users. Okay, that's possible. Another option to solve this problem, I would like to suggest that. 如果你用 that 嘅話咧，你呢度要留意啦。We should upgrade。要有返個主語嘅。Okay, we should upgrade our software to provide。OK， 你可以針對返咧佢本身個題目嘅問題就係話佢個 interface 咧係好難用。OK， to provide a more user-friendly interface。係。針對翻佢話將個 interface 變得點啊，更加易用就 more user friendly， 咁就 OK 啦。OK， so this is how you can improve this one。Alright， 好，咁今日咧睇過reporter speech、passive voice，alright， modal verbs，and then also some phrases that we can use to talk about the solutions. And then next time when we meet again, we will look at the practice paper。Alright， 咁我哋下一堂咧就會直接去睇嗰啲 practice paper， 咁然後一齊做嗰啲練習啦。OK，alright， 咁啊，希望同學真係可能嗰啲句呢個其實 focus more on 即係呢兩幾堂都係講 grammar 比較多，一啲 grammar pattern， 咁啊似乎咧好似就唔係太熟嘅，咁我會希望你哋咧可能課堂上俾你嘅時間唔夠多啦，咁你課堂後可以用少時間再睇翻書入邊嘅 exercise 去理解一下點樣用呢啲 patterns 咯，因為呢啲 patterns 咧的確係對於你寫個 EA 係會好有用嘅。Okay, alright. So today I will just end here. Do you have any questions? 有冇特別嘅問題想問翻你 ？Any questions? Alright. If there's no question, then thank you very much. We'll meet again. Is it? Let me see. 今日咧就係29號。咁下個禮拜其實下個禮拜咧就係公眾假期嚟嘅，咁所以我哋就會隔一個禮拜咧先會再見面啦，咁就會係12號嘅。Alright, so we will see each other again on the 12th. Alright. 咁不過咧想提同學啦 ，OK？ 因為下堂已經係隔咗